Greetings, seekers of the unknown, and welcome to this realm of revelations and mysteries. Today, we will venture down less trodden paths, exploring secrets that defy conventional understanding. Before we delve into this enigma, allow me to share a maxim that will guide our journey. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. These words, steeped in esoteric meaning, remind us that true will is the key to unraveling the fabric of the universe. On this channel, we will embark together on a quest for hidden truths, challenging the boundaries of the known. This is a space for those yearning for self-knowledge, for the courageous who wish to plunge into the abyss of understanding. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss out on upcoming revelations and share your reflections in the comments below. Here, we will build a community of esoteric explorers, sharing our experiences and learning from one another. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. May these words resonate in your minds as we unveil together the secrets that lie beyond the veil of reality. May this journey be filled with discoveries and enlightenment. Let us then enter the realms of the unknown. This is our sanctuary of hidden wisdom. Welcome to the eternal quest for truth. The world is filled with men and women seeking pleasure, excitement, novelty, constantly striving to be led to laughter or tears, not craving strength, stability, and power, but warring against weakness and eagerly bent on dispersing the power they possess. For few are prepared to make the necessary sacrifice for the acquisition of power, and fewer still are ready to patently build character. To be influenced by one's fluctuating thoughts and impulses is to be weak and powerless. To control and direct these forces correctly is to be strong. Powerful men with strong animal passions have much of the fierceness of the beast, but this is not power. The elements of power are there, but it is only when this fierceness is tamed and subdued by superior intelligence that true power begins. And men can only grow in power by awakening to ever higher states of intelligence and consciousness. The difference between a weak man and a powerful man lies not in the strength of personal will, but in that focus of consciousness that represents their states of knowledge. Pleasure seekers, lovers of excitement, hunters of novelty, and victims of impulse and hysterical emotion lack knowledge of the principles that give stability to balance and influence. A man begins to develop power when he controls his selfish impulses and inclinations. He turns to the higher, calmer inner consciousness and begins to stabilize on a principle. The realization of immutable principles in consciousness is at once the source and secret of the highest power. When, after much search, suffering, and sacrifice, the light of an eternal principle dawns upon the soul, a divine calm follows, and indescribable joy gladdens the heart. He who has realized such a principle ceases to wander and remains poised and controlled. He ceases to be a slave to passion and becomes a master builder in the temple of destiny. The man who is self-governed and not governed by a principle changes his attitude when his selfish comfort is threatened. Deeply committed to defending and protecting his own interests, he considers all legal means that will serve this end. He is continually planning how he can shield himself against his enemies, being too egocentric to realize that he is his own enemy. The work of such a man crumbles, for it is divorced from truth and power. Every effort based on self perishes. Only that work which endures, which is built upon an indestructible principle, is lasting. The man who bases himself on a principle is the same calm, fearless, and controlled in all circumstances. When the time of trial comes, and he has to choose between his personal comforts and truth, he relinquishes his comforts and remains steadfast. Even the prospect of torture and death cannot alter or stop him. The man of principle regards these incidents as comparatively insignificant and not to be weighed with the loss of character. The loss of truth is for him the only event that can truly be called calamitous. It is the hour of crisis that decides who are the minions of darkness and who are the children of light. It is the epic of threatening disaster, ruin, and persecution that separates the sheep from the goats and reveals to the reverent gaze of succeeding ages the men and women of power. It is easy for a man, so long as he is left in enjoyment of his possessions, to convince himself that he believes in and adheres to the principles of peace, fraternity, and universal love. But if, when his pleasures are threatened, or he imagines them to be threatened, he begins to clamor loudly for war, he shows that he believes, enters, and remains not in peace, fraternity, and love, but conflict, selfishness, and hate. He who does not abandon his principles when threatened with the loss of all earthly things, even with the loss of reputation and life, is the man of power. He is the man whose every word and work endures. He is the man whom the other world honors, reverences, and worships. Instead of abandoning that principle of divine love on which he rested, and in which all his trust was placed, feet in adoration wrapped, there is no way to the acquisition of spiritual power except by that inner enlightenment and illumination, which is the realization of spiritual principles. And these principles can only be realized by constant practice and application. Take the principle of divine love and calmly and diligently meditate upon it with the aim of arriving at a full understanding of it. Bring your penetrating light to bear upon all your habits, your actions, your speech and relationship with others, all your secret thoughts and desires. As you persevere in this course, divine love will become more and more perfectly revealed to you, and your own deficiencies will stand out in increasingly vivid contrast, stimulating you to renewed effort. Having once glimpsed the incomparable majesty of that imperishable principle, you will never again rest in your weakness, your selfishness, your imperfection, but will pursue that love until you have cast off all discordant elements and have placed yourself in perfect harmony with it. And this state of inner harmony is spiritual power. Take also other spiritual principles, such as purity and compassion, and apply them in the same manner. And thus, demanding truth from them, you will be unable to make any stay, no place of rest, until the innermost garment of your soul is stripped of all stain, and your heart becomes incapable of any condemning and ruthless impulse. Only to the extent that you understand, perceive, and trust in these principles will you acquire spiritual power, and this power will be manifested in and through you in the form of increased detachment, patience, and equanimity. Detachment argues superior self-control. Sublime patience is the very hallmark of divine knowledge, and maintaining an uninterrupted calm amidst all the duties and distractions of life marks the man of power. It is easy to live in the world according to the world's opinion. It is easy to live in solitude according to our own. But the great man is he who, in the midst of the crowd, maintains with perfect sweetness the independence of solitude. Some mystics hold that perfection in detachment is the source of that power by which miracles are performed. And truly he who has gained such perfect control of all his inner forces that no shock, however great, can unbalance him for a moment, must be able to guide and direct those forces with a master hand. To grow in self-control and patience, in fairness, is to grow in strength and power. And you can only grow by focusing your consciousness on a principle. As a child, after many vigorous attempts to walk unaided, finally achieves, after countless falls to accomplish it. So must you enter the path of power, endeavoring first to stand alone, to break away from the tyranny of custom, tradition, conventionality, and the opinions of others, until you can walk alone and erect among men. Trust in your own judgment, be true to your own conscience, follow the light that is within you. All external lights are but so many will-o'-the-wisps. There will be those who will tell you that you are foolish, that your judgment is faulty, that your conscience is all awry, and that the light within you is darkness, but do not heed them. If what they say is true, the sooner you, as a seeker after wisdom, discover it, the better. And you can only make the discovery by testing your powers. Therefore, pursue your course with courage. Your conscience is at least your own, and to follow it is to be a man. To follow another's conscience is to be a slave. You will have many falls, suffer many wounds, endure many blows for a time, but go on with faith, believing that victory is certain and sure is ahead. Seek for a rock, a principle, and having found it, cling to it, place it beneath your feet and stand erect upon it. Until finally, fixed in it, you are able to defy the fury of the waves and storms of selfishness. For selfishness in every form is dissipation, weakness, death. Altruism in its spiritual aspect is conservation, power, life. As you grow in spiritual life and establish yourself upon principles, you will become as beautiful and imitable as those principles. You will taste the sweetness of your immortal essence and perceive the eternal and indestructible nature of the infinite. 93. As we conclude this journey through the veils of knowledge, allow me to share one last reflection before we part ways. Love is the law, love under will. These transcendental words resonate in the essence of our existence, a constant reminder that even in the shadows of the unknown, the power of love is the light that guides our path. The pursuit of truth, the exploration of mysteries, all of it is permeated by the fabric of love, intricately woven with our deepest will. As you venture forth on your own journeys, may love be your compass and will, your flame. I thank you for sharing this time in this sanctuary of wisdom. May the revelations we've uncovered together inspire you to continue your quest for knowledge and truth. Until our next encounter in the corridors of mystery, may love and will always be with you.